Cool.
Believe it or not, I can. It's brighter than what you think.
Let me turn my phone down. Get it, boy. Get him. What you got? Get him, Ace. What is that? That's a tank. See a tank in there? See a tank? What's in it? What is that? What is in there? What's in there? Get him, boy. Get him, boy. What is it? Get him, boy. Get him, Ace. What is that? Oh my goodness. What's that? What is that? What we got?
Look at him.
What we got? Oh my goodness. What is it, buddy? Oh, get him. Good boy. Oh my goodness. We got all kinds of stuff going on in here. Yeah.
Oh, bless his heart.
Oh. No. Don't go in there. Hey everybody, I'm Randy Jones with Ace, our mascot. What do you say, buddy? Hey, speak. Speak. Tell him. Say, hey, thanks for watching. Speak. 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 Good boy. See, he likes you guys too. Ain't that right, buddy?
Oh, he's such a good boy.
Hot dog. Aw.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Good job.
Aw. Hey, everybody, I want to show you some under the floor tanks and some things that we've done, some changes we're doing. And so tonight shows about tanks that hold water, wastewater, black water, how we discharge, what we do, how we do them, how we've been doing them, and then things that we're changing about doing them. And then, of course, this is the, I don't know, what have we called this thing? Have we called it the Hillbilly House?
We called it the Hillbilly House
All
the
right.
whole time.
I've been called a hillbilly most of my life, proud of it, and I think this is a really cool house. As you guys know, we brought it back from the owner. It was built specifically for the owner, and then we shipped it out. He had issues with it, and we brought it back home, and now we're going to try to sell it again, okay? Now, how I do business on this is I don't want any of our customers dissatisfied. Even though the contract says no reimbursement, all this kind of stuff, right? But it's a relationship between two people. I made a mistake yesterday, I think, in yesterday's video, and I deleted the second video, and not for this reason, but I had said his full name and didn't mean to do that, and so I just don't want to expose everybody in here. This guy is a great guy. He waited years to have something like this. He said he's disappointed in it. Some things happen. So what I want to do is I want to point out, not to defend myself or the company and not to blame him whatsoever. What I want to do is I want to explain to you the difficulty in building something like this for anybody, not him or for anybody we build for. I want to show you the intricacies and how hard it is to paint a picture. You know, even with the extensive hour-long, I can't tell you how much conversations that our company had with the owner of this home, right? Albert, who built the house, had hours and hours with this guy, trying to paint the picture, right? The gentleman was super excited, disappointed when he got it. Okay, so what do? We got to make things happen. Let's try to get it right. So I'm trying to sell it. I don't have the money to just pay him back right now. So we're trying to sell it. We walked through it today. He had issues with it, and he gave me a long list of issues that he had. Some I agree, some I don't agree. So what I want to do is explain this house. It is for sale. What goes with the house, what we think could go with the house, and we want to pay the gentleman back. I don't want him out any money if we can help it. We're trying to work that out. And like I always said, everybody, I like telling everything that happens. Not everything, because some things are just stupid. You don't tell everything, right? But I want to tell things that we all learn from this. I want him to learn, me to learn, and I think it's just a hard thing to do. And because of this home right here, I'm changing my protocol and how I do business. Because of this home right here, I'm changing my business, all right? And I want to tell you and show you why. Now, first of all, the home that we built is so custom. It's all the wood is something we never use. The shingles we never use. The combination of all that and everything in here we've never used before. So according to our weight limits on our axles, 3 axles should have been way more than what we needed on this at a 3,500 pound axle. So they exceeded it, over 2,000 pounds more than the actual house is worth. So the home shouldn't have went over 10.5. It's about 12,000 pounds. So easy fix, take the axles out, put bigger ones in. That's no problem. The axles would be no problem to fit. Tongue weight, super heavy. We added a 4-foot deck in the back, which made it longer. It's a 24-foot trailer. We put the 3rd axle in the back. We need to put that 3rd axle in the front if it's going to be used a lot, so the tongue weight's not as heavy. Still, probably the new axles putting in the front, couple $1,000, perfect, willing to be able to repair that if we wanted to. Now, pulling the house from here to Utah, it pulled great. The haulers actually told me it probably one of the best homes they ever pulled. The reason is tongue weight's super heavy. Hard for a homeowner, definitely. It's a heavy home, plus the tongue weight's heavy, so you need a truck that can handle it. Now we actually weighted it today, hooked it up, took it to the scale, brought it back, and that's what we come up with. The homeowner was correct. It was about a 3,000 pound tongue weight, which is almost 2,000 pounds heavier than it should be. This is a custom home. We didn't know that. We didn't check it. Probably should have at the end, but we never dreamed it would be have to take out the axles. That's why I'm changing the way we do things. All right. Never do I ever want to build a house that somebody can't have. That's why I'm wanting to reimburse the guy. A business transaction like this, to me, is like I've always said, with a handshake, or will you agree? Even though you got a contract, I could sue him, he could sue me, you all could sue me, everybody could sue everybody, you can sue everybody for chewing gum, right? You don't do that. You try to make things work out. So I really like this gentleman. I think he's a really great guy. There's nothing wrong with this. I feel bad we didn't been able to take his brain and make this thing the way it is. Now, some issues was about the V-groove. We would never leave a gap in a V-groove like this in any other home. We never, ever, ever have. We've never left saw cuts. But the theme of this house is rough hillbilly house. Almost anything goes. Well, when you do that, and we showed countless videos, that's why when I do a video, I try to take the camera, like in all our other homes, I try to take the camera and I'll show you the trim that's real intricate. And I want to show you what's wrong or what's good or what we do, right? But when you do such a home that's so, wow, custom, we went over budget on this. We lost money building it, all right? I didn't ask for any more money. We built it and I shipped it. I didn't ask for one more dime and it was gone. But that's my fault. And that's another reason why we can't do this anymore. All right. These are tanks in the floor. We've had several folks call and say, hey, I want holding tanks in my house. One lady I called, we actually talked about it and she realized, she was, I really don't even need holding tanks after talking. And I said, well, I just wanted to make sure that you realize what holding tanks are for. This gentleman, he needed holding tanks because he's going to be camping, not in a regular campground. He could be off grid and he wanted to be able to contain. These are 2 freshwater holding tanks, right? So the fresh water goes to the pump, and that's a DC pump. He wanted it DC, not AC. So it pumps water to the shower and everything you need. Now, one comment he said that there was not a drain for these pumps. Now, we do have a drain for the black water and the gray water. It's a discharge out right there, outside. This one, we never put a discharge in here, never thought about it. He said there was not a discharge in here. Now, we can put one in here very easily. We can tee off of this and drain it. Normally, how I've always drained a fresh water is turn the pump on and pump it dry. If you want to waterproof it. And then that'll be pretty much it. Even if it froze in here with a little bit of water in the bottom, it's not going to expand and bust.
So is that the standard to pump it out?
Amanda, I've never had a camper. This is just what I do. So he's not wrong. I'm not wrong. It's just and this is why I'm saying this is just a different way of thinking. And all these little things, this is not in our wheelhouse. We add these things. We know how to put them in. But when it comes to, hey, is it like an RV? Or I've never had an RV. All I know is I got pumps. I need water in. I need water out. And I try to make it functional, right? So I told the ladies, the two customers that we're building for, and I said, you know, putting these inside the floor like this is hard. How are you gonna ever get them tanks out of here?
Right.
They're hard to access. Now we can access the perforations where we got the tanks and we perforated the tanks and we got pumps and all that. Hey, and I don't mean to stop, but I'm sure there's going to be a million people comment what I would do, what you can do, how you should do, and all that. Please, I'm not going to read your comments. I'm just telling our beautiful customers and people that want to know about it. I'm the type of person I say, hey, this is the way it is. I'll learn and I'll make it right, or I'll do whatever I got to do. I'm just showing you why I don't want to do this. All right. We can put tanks. We're putting tanks now under the house. I don't like them in the floor like this. We actually have to shim or build the floor up higher to allow for these tanks to fit in the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. That loses height inside the room if you have to use taller floor joists. All right. So in an RV, the tanks are underneath the trailer, exposed outside. That's why RVs are not made to be in the wintertime. Okay. All right. Second question about the tanks. Let's say this tank is outside, strapped under the house like an RV is. The black and the gray water strapped under the house. The only time that you need tanks that hold your black, gray, and fresh water is, let's say you're at a place where there's no hookups. There's no electric, power, water, or sewer, right? So you want to be self-contained. And I always tell everybody, like a Walmart parking lot. You know, you're going to hook up. I got water, I got power, I got my sewer, and I put it all in a tank. And then when I get somewhere, I can dump it all at a dump station. That's what the tanks are for. Some people think, hey, because I'm going to be out on a piece of property, right? And I don't have sewer, but I got a compost toilet. Well, you know, all you got is gray water. Well, gray water can be dumped out on the ground. It can be dumped along in the forest. It can be dumped in a gravel bed or a pit that you build, and you still don't need a tank, okay? Because whatever you put in that tank has to be emptied and then hauled off, or you got to take the trailer or the home to a dump station, which you're not going to do that if you're permanently set up.
Right.
So if you're permanently set up, you don't need a tank. Now the other thing is the fresh water. Fresh water, you need a tank if you have no water supply whatsoever, right? You want to collect water outside, and you want to collect your water and hold it as a reservoir and use it for drinking, which I'm going to do that myself. Now, the only thing is that's hard to do when you're in a cold climate. When you're up, when it's 20 below zero and you're collecting rainwater, you know your barrel's going to freeze. But if you have it inside the house, you got to make room for these tanks, and you've got to insulate them. It's a situation where you've really got to be thinking about it, right? Either you put them under a sofa. We used to put them out in the tongue box. You got to put a heater out there. You got to make sure and then the water coming off of your gutters at 20 below zero, and it's icicles, and it's draining and dripping and coming into your tank. You got to have an overflow. So the tank's going to fill up in the wintertime, and the sun's going to come out, and the water's going to drip in your tank, and then it's going to go in the overflow, and then it's going to drip outside the house somewhere. So that in the middle of the night, it's going to go to 20 below, and it's going to freeze back up. It's a real situation, I think, in cold weather. That's something I don't know a lot about and really don't know how to remedy that other than containing everything inside, right? And protecting it from the weather. Okay. So the one lady that I talked to, she said, you know, I don't need a gray water tank because I don't want to hold my gray water. I'm going to put it out on the ground anyway. The other lady I talked to, she said, you know what? I'm going boondock camping 5 days, probably every month. I want to go for a week, and I want to go out where there's nothing, and I want to use everything on board. And when I get done, I'll stop at a dump station and dump everything, right? And she'll have a compost toilet. So all she has to do is dump her gray water, and then she needs a reservoir for her fresh water. Okay, so that's what you need to do.
Now somebody just asked this. I think it's a good question. Gwen asked, would it help if you had it in a shed?
Well, the thing is it's portable.
Oh, it's portable, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. You have to have it contained, something. But if you're going to collect water off your roof and go in the shed, it's going to freeze before it gets to the shed, and then it's going to overflow with water, and the water coming out of the thing has to be insulated. It's going to freeze back into the it's just I'm talking 20 below zero, everybody. You know, like even 0 degrees, and you're up north. It's just going to be a hard situation, but she's right. But I'm talking about two different situations. One lady's going to be
One of you
portable and
traveling.
mobile like an RV. Got to have tanks. She won't be in, and I asked her, I told her about the cold weather because we got to strap these under the house. She said, that's fine because I'm not going when it's cold. All right?
Okay.
So she's good.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your question?
What sizes are the tanks?
I don't know.
Okay.
Why?
Somebody asked.
I don't know what they are.
Okay.
Yep. So, but they're fit into floor joists, and they're wide enough to fit between the floor joists. So that's why I wanted to express. He wanted a discharge. I figured we just pump it dry. That's what we would all think. But he's not wrong, nor are we. And that's what I'm talking when it comes to communicating what somebody wants or what somebody thinks is good. Even with countless hours of conversation with this customer, you can see that it still didn't take care of what he wanted and what he expected. In the pictures that we use too, you know. Let me see that. So, being a hillbilly house, then the guys say, well, where do you start and stop with quality, right? Like we left all these nails in here and splits in the wood, and you know, this type of flooring, it's not really made. I mean, there's going to be dirt in these cracks, and there's spray foam down in there, but it looks awesome. It looks like, but did he actually think, you know, could you get excited when you look at pictures? Just trying to figure that out, right? So did he actually think? I think when he looked at them, the boards are cracked. You can see all the cracks in all the boards, you know. This board up here's got a big crack in it, but you would think it's a hillbilly house, you know. That's why we left a lot of it in there.
Well, and too, and the things that you're talking about, that because there was some minor things inside the house, and then of course the axles and
tom,
stuff.
yeah.
All that was offered to him to be fixed.
Yeah.
And he said no.
No, because he just said it's all disaster and I want. And that's, I totally understand. Listen, I understand emotions. I understand all that. I'm good with that. I'm trying to make it right. This is what happens. I know. Okay. There was a small, I think, gouge or something. This is an epoxy, and there's a little scratch here in the sink. And I've never dealt with epoxy. Rob has. And there's a little, I think, right here. Right there, that we can buff out. Okay, that little scratch. But again, you know, we've only made 2 of these things, and it always goes back to the design of this thing. Is where do you take perfection? Like here, see this gouge right here? He made this gouge in the cabinet. So where do you take this cabinet alone? Is this the doors? This is barnwood with red paint on it. Where do you not put a gouge? I don't know if the guys did that purposely, you know, to make it look. But down here, they look like, I mean, beautiful cabinets in here. These barn doors and that wood is so hard to work with. And you guys know Rob, how well he does cabinets. So, just some stuff. And I'm just showing you guys, like this old barn door, you know. You know, there's a million ways of building a barn door. And this old barn door, well, this barn door should have been as pretty as that door. So when it comes to what he's picturing, what we're picturing, that's why it's hard to do this. And everybody, this is why I'm trying to stick with a protocol that people understand, know, and that we know to build is with our RJOs, our Freedoms, our Craftsmen. This is, we just went too far out doing this, even though I love the house, it looks really cool. And it does, but it's not when it comes to having 2 people agree on something being so artistic, okay? We had this speakeasy was discussed about it not sealing off. We don't have a weather strip on this speakeasy, okay? And there's not a weather strip on it. Can be, yeah. I just don't know where to, you know, we didn't know where to start and stop, you know, on this thing. Now the door, and this is why we don't build our own doors anymore. I love these doors. We live in the South, so the South doesn't get real cold. See how it doesn't meet here at the bottom? Okay, I can shut it, and there's going to be a little bit of air gap in there. These doors are moving on us because of the wood we use. It's just a rustic old door, all right? So, but that's understandable. Now, let me show you
Was the stove crooked? I mean, it was meant to be crooked.
Yeah, this stove's a little crooked. I don't know if the guys kind of wanted it crooked to fit everything else. Could it been made straight? Yeah, I mean, we could make a hole over here a little bit, but
I thought they did it
this is a little
on
crooked.
purpose.
And that's what I'm
Everything's
saying.
crooked.
That's what I'm saying. That's when, where do you start and stop, or what I was picturing, what the customer was picturing on something so unique. It's hard to get that same picture that you have in your mind. And that's why to
Which I
do,
wish we'd brought the sketch out here. His sketch that he sent is almost identical to what this house looks like.
yeah, well, you know what we had? We had an overhang. Before I go into the bathroom, our loft up here is only 32 inches tall.
Right.
And I always knew it was short, but you know, this is 80. We had to have it for the door. But the reason is because when we built this roof, I wanted it to look like it had a sag in the roof.
Right.
So to do that, we had to put a 1x12 in there, and then we cut the top of the 1x12 out, which we lost about 8 or 9 inches, okay, of headroom, but it gave it that beautiful swoop. And I knew them were just for grandkids or, you know, storage or whatever up there. But it's super low, and it is. And he was disappointed that it wasn't 40, it was 32, okay? So, but that's what happened in this design of trying to create something on the outside to look good, and everything compounds when you get everything else because it's different than what we've done. That's why it takes time to get a structure, and then something so unique, it's gonna be everywhere, right? So that was an issue there. Inside the bathroom, this is a log sink that we have here, okay? Okay, so this is a real log, and Rob cut it all out. We had to mortise the drain in there, and your sink and all that. Now under here, okay, let me see, I don't know, this is he said this was not a log, but it is a log, right? Well, what we did is we had to hollow, we got plumbing back here. I don't think I can take it out of here. If I can take it out, I'll show you what it's built like. They may have it already stuck inside. Let's see here, but it looks like a real log.
Yeah.
All that. Let me see if I can get it out here. But to hollow a real log out, all that right there. As you can see, I haven't had it out. Here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, everybody. So, here it is. We had to make this hollow, right? So all that plumbing could fit in behind there.
So it'd be hid.
Yeah. Now see now look at the outside of this. See this? Look at that crack in the wood grain and all this here and all that, right? Stained. He said he was disappointed that it wasn't a real log, and I told him we'll do a real log, but we made that a real log, but not this. So that was, and I understand you wanted it to be all log. It's not a real log on the bottom. We just tried to make it look like one. So again, that's why when it comes to designing these things and how difficult it is to, and I'm not going to put that all back in there right now. We're going to do it later. But it's just difficult to make it the same picture. In transport, this trim come off. This one piece of trim come off of here. And sometimes that does happen. There was about 6 nails in this. But that one piece of trim did come off. He mentioned that. And I understand. Outside. Okay, outside, these are running lights. They're not brake lights. The brake lights are on the side. We just hooked them up and ran down the road, so these are just running. We didn't make these connections, and again, we've never done this before. We've never ran lights up through here. This old conduit, you know, normally they're hidden. This is all exposed. Look at the beams and the holes, and it's like, okay, where do you start and stop, you know? But we put this up here, and we didn't put any what do you call it, watertight connections. These are just connected in here for running lights, okay? And so that's something we probably need to do if we ever do this, if we ever did it again, is that. But other than that, there's a gabillion other things in this house that are just so unique that if I was going to critique it, I mean, you could, and this is why you can't do it anymore, because there's too many things to go wrong. The way I would see it, the way you would see it, there's no way any two people in this world could ever do it. So this is why if I was ever to build something like this, I would just build it on my own and I would sell it and I would do it the way I want to do it, right? So I used to, you know, I've done some hobbit houses and stuff like that, but when I did it, it was actually a hybrid of a regular house, right? So we did Cindy's house. Well, the actual floor plan is the floor plan. I made it hobbity because I took the outside and I didn't change the inside. The outside of this house actually changed the inside. It changed the whole decor on the inside. Everything was, so to me, it was too many design features to satisfy anybody, not just him. I know he was excited about it, and then he was disappointed in it. And I apologize for that, and I wish it would have never happened. You know, we still love this home. I think it's some great things good with this home. I love the house. I love everything about it.
Can you talk about the price and the size again?
Yeah, the price that we tried to get, right now the way it sits is $42,000. Okay, we believe it or not, we got more than that in it, and we're just trying to get it out. We're just trying to get it down the road. The homeowner did not put a heating and air system in it, and if we sell it, if we put a heating and air system in it, and maybe put a vinyl floor in there or a different floor just for wear and tear, that normal wear and tear, we're gonna try to sell it and make some money, because we believe this would be an amazing rental home anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Over on the resort, up in Gatlinburg, up in the mountains of Pocono Mountains, or man, could you imagine this in Colorado or something like that?
Well, and somebody mentioned too, and I think it's a great idea as well, is like maybe reach out to the DeLeos or the other place where we just visited in North Carolina. They might want this because they're rentals.
Well, he had $5,000 in a hall bill, you know. I got $5,000 to get it back. You know, plus I was over budget when we built it. So you know what? It'll all work out because we're busy. We're trying to build a company. I really think that we're going to grow after we get this financing taken care of and we get a lot of things going on. I see a really good future for our company. I'm just wanting him to be happy. I want us to be happy, and I want to go on. Now listen, these situations can get out of hand. People can get mad. People can blame and point fingers. I don't ever want to do that. You don't do that in business. You try to resolve it, and that's what we're trying to do. I come to you guys not telling anybody was wrong here, telling you I want us to learn about these storage tanks, not to put them in the floor. Also, how an intricate design like this can be hard to do. So the more design features that you go out above what we would normally know to do, over 500 homes that we built, you slow the process down, and I've never charged enough money because I always feel like, man, I want to keep these prices low. This home, I know, I think, was it Rocky Mountain Tiny Homes? They do a lot of these crazy looking houses, right?
Are they still in business?
I don't know, but I know they were getting over $100,000 for this thing. You know, this is far less than half that price. But just the fact that we had to find this metal, take it, bend it, put it up, think about it. This wasn't slapped up. All these boards, I remember the guys had to cut them and diagonal and put them up. There's waterproofing behind these boards, right? Because barnwood is not waterproof. It moves, it grows and expands and grows.
Well, and it's for the aesthetics, like you had talked about before.
Yeah. I mentioned the hinges. The hinges normally go on the outside, and we put them on the inside. I don't know why Albert did that. I don't know if he wanted it to be funky looking. It's like, you know, where do you go? Because
I absolutely love the house. It's just my style, a lot of people's style, and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Well, I hadn't been in a while, and Tom come in there and he goes, "Man, I love this house, man."
Oh my gosh.
You know.
It's awesome.
And even the you see the fascias and all that, how it's red and it's blue and all that stuff, and then the shake shingles and the metal. Now, before we took it up there, we did a video of it, and Amanda decorated it so beautiful. It had an overhang up. It had it. Yeah, it had an overhang up there, both sides, and the house was wider, and so we thought we had an agreement that it was okay because wider homes are good to be traveling with. Well, at the end, again, it wasn't. He wanted it narrower. After we made it wider, we had thought we had an agreement to be okay at wide, but it wasn't, so we cut it back. I like the soffit and overhang, but we cut it off, put it back. But you can see that swoop right there? See how it comes up and it swoops down? Believe it or not, that dip's about 6-7 inches dip. And we had to put a 1x12 as a ridge beam to put all them rafters in there and make it look funky looking. Like a rickety shack. Yeah. Like a rickety shack, yeah. So everybody, please, I know you guys really care about us. We got some massive loyal fans. Yeah. That gentleman has not one reason for me to be discomfortable with him. I mean, I think the world of him. We're all in this thing together. So I just want him to be satisfied. I want us to be satisfied. And the new owners of this home, who is that guy?
I don't know, but they're walking in the office.
Hey! Hey, buddy! Come back over here!
There's somebody walking in. Like we're closed.
Hey, buddy! Hey, rub us blind, Amanda.
I know, I'm like,
you never know what you're going to get at a live show, right? So anyway.
We want to walk that way.
Anyway, this house here is what I wanted to bring it up, is because of the design features and because of the tanks, and I think it was something, and I also wanted to clear the air that I really want to help this guy. I really want him to get his money, and I want us to go on, and I want the new customer to own this house, and I think everybody can win. I think a new customer can win, I think we can win, and I think he can win. So I just trying to make everything smooth, and we go with this. Everybody, this is business. And when you build 500 homes, right, and you build what we do and how we go out on the limb and how we sell homes so inexpensively, I mean, I'm talking it is way inexpensive for a house like this, and this is why this gentleman contacted us, because of our prices. And then it goes into who we are as characters and who we are as a company, that you can trust us. I have to keep that trust. I want to keep that trust. I can't go on here knowing I got somebody mad at me. Now, there's going to be people mad at me, and I can't help them. I can't. It's not about what house I built. It's personal or something. Whatever happens, I can't help that. But when it comes to this, I'll do all I can to meet you halfway in that road. You got to give, and I'll give. And I think that's how we got to make things work. There's always a way of spinning this to where everybody can come out. You know?
There's that guy.
Hey, boy, what can I do for you? What'd he say?
Trying to find somebody for something. I'm not sure. Real quick, I want you to just touch on. I don't think Amber's right on this. Her and Travis are talking about the resort, but it might be. Are you going to allow the foam houses at the resort? I thought you were, but I may be wrong on that. Just to clarify.
I haven't said either or.
Okay.
So neither one of them are right.
Okay, because I just want to make sure. So that's to be decided.
You know, a foam house is just the structure. The foam house is just what it's made out of.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, we can put wood siding on a foam house.
Right. Because I just want to double check, because I know that's new building and stuff
I haven't
like that.
said.
So I haven't decided. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me see what this guy wants. Hey, buddy. What can I do for you?
We've been trying to get a hold of you, and the only thing we get the operator.
What you need, man?
We're just trying to figure out about the little tiny homes, what all comes with the deal or whatever.
Right. We work from like 8 to 5. I know it. That.
On Facebook, things like that. And I think problem is we don't have water and septic.
We would put that in with the package or
Put what's that, bud? So in your house, in your property,
yeah.
put water and septic.
Yeah.
No, we don't come out and do work on your site. You know, I used to, but not. We don't do that anymore. You'd have to get a well.
We're catching rainwater now.
There you go.
In a, what, 12
14 by 40
building.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
And we'd like to have like a little house like this here. Just
Yeah. Well, we started about $15,000-$20,000 on these little guys.
yeah.
So, but I don't know what you guys are thinking about, but if you go on our website, it'll show what's all in them, what you get with them, and then you can go from little guys to great big ones, you know. So, but if you want to come like 8 to 5, man, I'll be glad to show you around and we'll see what we can do. Y'all live in the local area?
Yeah, we live over here in
Bobby.
and Crossville.
Okay,
on Crossville
yeah.
Road up there.
Yep, know where it's at. Yeah. Yeah, come on back. I'd be glad to help you.
Thank you.
All right, man. Yep. Everybody needs a house, man.
Yeah.
It just tears me up. God, everybody needs a place to lay down.
They do, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially here. It's just like every time I turn around, there's somebody needing.
I know.
I mean, I'm talking. One guy came to me in tears. He's living in a tent.
I know.
Comes the, like, golly.
There's a lot of hurting people.
Yeah. That's why I can't get upset over something like this. I can't get up. No, man. There's just too much. It's too much to be grateful for. There's too much, man. Yeah. So anyway, everybody, that gentleman's awesome. We're awesome. You're awesome. It's all good. Let's learn about that right there. If I was ever able to do that again, I'd say, you know what? I got to build it and it's done. No questions asked, nothing going on. We got to redo the thinking of how we do anything. We really enjoy building these things. It's fun to do. But it was way underpriced. We'd never done it before. We thought it was going to be different, and it just...
Well, and one of the reasons why you gave him the lower price too was that it was the first one, and it was an experiment, and it was the whole just to see how it goes kind of thing.
Well, our original discussion was no discussions, no talking. We build it.
Right.
And it turned into an elaborate amount of discussion, an elaborate amount of just everything got really, so his fault or mine doesn't matter. It got away from what I originally intended. And what I do is I give because I want to satisfy people. I'm in this business. I'm in the business with the public, you guys watching. I'm in it to give you a product that I want you happy with. I went over budget, thousands of dollars. Never ask him for an extra dime, right? I won't ask anybody for an extra dime. We're over budget on these lots. I will not ask you for any more money. I won't go until not saying I'll get it, but I wouldn't even try. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make more money. I'm gonna build more homes, and we're gonna keep going. And that's what you do. You stand up with what you said you're going to do, and that's why I came on here. And I'm going to try to get this thing done. I think it's a beautiful home.
I do too.
Look at the shingles, how they turn color when it rains and it gets wet. It's just...
I know everybody was saying to keep it and put it on the rental, but I mean, we got to sell it.
I can't be out $40-some thousand dollars, you know?
Is there any way that we can go look at the container, at least on the outside?
Everybody wanting to see it?
Well, we can see it from here, and and there is still a contract pending. We actually talked about it today. There was Sam and I think Randy both talked about that, and it's still pending, but it still has not gone through yet. So, but it is pending.
Yeah.
I can just get the outside of it here.
Well, you got to go inside. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. We haven't got to see it inside.
The inside's really cool.
Well, I think we did, but it wasn't.
The only thing not done is the tile shower, and I think the tile just came in, and it's going to be a tiled shower. We had a young lady come and look at it all the way from South Florida. Fell in love with the floor plan. She wants that floor plan. Fell in love with it, and the more she talked, the more I realized living in that how much room there actually was in that thing. And you can hook it to Matt's truck and he can haul it across the country for you.
That's great.
It's really, I don't know if there's anybody, there might be one other company doing containers on wheels. I mean, this is like an RV, just like this one here.
Right.
This is Chuck's house. Chuck's got, it's on wheels, you can hook to it, 20-foot container down on the road. We even got MJ's over here. We got one that I'm,
yeah, it's over there behind.
yeah, I lived in that for a while. The only house I have not lived in is Chuck's.
Is that next? Lay down in there tonight.
Yeah. I might lay in that one, but I need to sell it. Yep. So one other home, we're going to show you this 40-foot container, and then I want to show you another house inside the shop, and the show's going to get a little long because we got to walk all the way out here and then walk all the way back to the shop.
I didn't know you had another house that you were
Carol's
gonna show.
house.
Oh, that is right. I'm sorry. Why don't we show the container tomorrow?
Okay.
Because I completely forgot that you were going to show Carol's.
Yeah.
You told me, and
I want to get into Carol's house. Carol's house is almost done, and what we've done is there's been a design issue, and that's the name of the show, was these storage tanks and design issue. And I'm going to shut the door on this house. At Carson, my son's there, and I always look at his weather, and it's supposed to be like 102.
Oh my!
What's going on? Look at that sun going down.
I don't know, but isn't it pretty? Look at the colors.
It's like a mountain's on fire, doesn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's the resort, everybody, right up there. That right there is the top of the resort.
So you will make a decision, of course, on the foam houses and the designs and stuff like that. You're still sticking with the sizes.
Yeah, the sizes still have to be 10 by 26. All right, I can build your houses out of the foam, no problem. Them homes actually can be, they've been 12. The company builds, they don't build houses, but they build like state structures for the state, and they've been 12 foot wide.
Right.
But yet, the reason I have to have 10 by 26 or bigger is because we make more money on that house. All right, I'm taking every bit of that money and I'm paying for that land, and I'm putting infrastructure in, and then I'm giving you 2 years free rent. I'm not upping the price of the house. I'm asking exactly what's on our price list. Yeah. Now, if you buy a resort house out of the foam, I have to make money. I'm not a millionaire to where I can say, you know what, our resort is going to be just like this. I would love the resort to look like EJ's house. All right, I don't remember this customer's name, or hers, and I don't want to say her name. Yes. See how all these are stained like this? And you see how that would fit into the woods? Uniform. Yes. It would fit in, it's more uniform, it would fit into a wood setting. Yeah. Now, if we took a foam house and we did maybe the color stucco that you can, is endless. You can get any color you want stucco. Right. I'm just trying, and listen, I could say on there, nope, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. I don't know if I can financially afford that because I need people to invest with me. But I would really like for us to choose a stucco, if we do the foam house, that looks like this. Now I'm talking out of turn because I haven't even built it yet, but I would put corners. I could put wood. I can still put shakes on it. I can still put a green roof on it. You can still have some flower boxes, shutters. I can put siding on it if you want, but if you do, you're raising your price. Right. If you buy a foam house and I stucco the inside and I throw the shutters and the wood and stuff like that on it on the corners, you're going to get it for the price that we have on our website. Right. But if you go with the stick built, we have to increase the price because of the way the lumber is, right? Right. So you're going to probably save about $7,000 or $8,000 in lumber upcharges if you go with the foam house.
And we have had rain. Somebody asked about the rain here.
It's rained for 3 days. Yeah. It rained 2 days, had a day off, and then it rained for 24 hours. That's just now. Just rained for 24 hours.
Wow, look at all the houses nice and lined up. Things are getting cleaned up.
Yeah, these are the last ones. We've been waiting, things coming to mail. You know, we were late waiting for heating and air systems, stuff inside. Most of these are going on our parks. So these are, actually, they're trying to get them done in the next 9 days. They're trying to get them out the door and done, sealed up. These here's where people's living. Of course, there's Donna's house and there's Kimberly's house and everybody living through here. And these are all just temporary until we get our parks done and they can move in.
As soon as I put the camera on him, he hikes his leg up.
I wish I could do that. I'm ready to.
Rude.
I'm ready to bust.
So rude.
Come on in, everybody. All right. Now, when we first started and I mentioned this before, when we first started our RJO homes, I intended them to not ever be changed. I never intended them to be custom built, nothing. But because we have to sell homes.
Look in the middle of that.
Get out of there, Ace.
Look at him.
Get out of there. Get out of there. You don't get in that trash. No. 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 But we got into building more customs because we needed to sell them. So I try to give, and I give in, and I say, yeah. And it helps. The foam houses, I want to make them models. We're going to have like 6 models to choose from. They're done. We do not have a production home.
Right.
This can be a production home for us that you could order and maybe have it done in a couple weeks. Less than a month, you could have your home, right? But only to do that, because there is no designing.
In the original, if everybody will remember the original RJOs, there was to be no changes.
Nothing.
No changes whatsoever. We were going to sell 30,
No.
and it just didn't turn out that way.
I gave in. People said, well, can I have this? And can I have that? And I was just, I wasn't strong. I just gave everybody what they wanted.
It's hard.
And it's hard because I want to sell a house. You know what? The last thing I hate is somebody screaming at me. I don't think anybody likes to be screamed at.
Nobody likes to be screamed at.
And you just like, God, how can I yeah, okay, I'll give it to you, And when you do, problems happen. Because I know what we can do. I know we could have got them out quicker, faster, and more on budget. And we lost a ton of money on our RJOs. Those 30 I was going to build, because I was going to build them. And then I gave in and let people change, and it slowed things down. And then we lost money, so we lost money on that too.
Well, there's an opportunity then with the foam houses.
The foam houses, we want to come up with about 6, 7 different floor plans that after 500 homes, I can put them in a shaker and I can come out with about that many plans that satisfies everybody.
Exactly.
And this will be a production home that you guys say, you know what, I want plan B, plan C, or D, or E.
Right.
And it's done and out the door.
Yeah.
So,
well, if you give that many options, then it gives it, like a door on the side. A lot of people like a door on the side.
That's fine.
Whatever.
But we got to have, then we don't have the designing cost.
Right.
They're already pre-designed.
Right.
The water heater's where it's going to be.
Right.
The plugs are where they're going to be.
Right.
The door is going to be. It's designed. It's the blueprint. It's done, and we build it.
Right.
Everything else, we'll build whatever you guys want. It's custom, and it's hard. But we got to have a production home, and I really think the foam homes are really going to be cool. I think they're going to be, that's what we're hoping to do, is the production we're doing, and so many other things. After I build them, we'll be able to find out the positive things on them.
I don't know if it was you or if it was Will that said there's a possibility, he just ran over here.
Okay.
The possibility of 6 homes that would be done this week pulling out, or something
Probably
like
Will.
that. I heard somebody saying
Probably
that.
Will's scheduling the homes and getting them going, but we're, Eric,
It's getting eat alive.
you know what's weird is, I've been saying this for, a year and a half, that, we're getting there, we're going to get there, and I'm sure everybody rolls their eyes, just like the parks are not done yet, Believe me, don't you think I would be the only one in the world that wants some things done like yesterday? Yeah, more than you guys could ever even want.
Well, and two, there's homeowners that's even bought their own property that we've talked to that they're waiting. There's just stuff you have to wait on. There's stuff you can't predict. And just do that 50 times.
Yeah, and they're only putting in one power, one driveway.
One of everything. So try to do that.
And they didn't have to fight, City Hall.
Yeah.
They didn't have to fight the state.
It's a whole
They didn't have
different
to
animal.
fight the electric company. They didn't fight all that stuff,
People understand that. Everybody that's on here, they 100% understand that.
And I appreciate that. We got some really great fans.
We do.
And listen, my whole thing is I really want every, You try to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
I'm in business, right? So you guys ever see any other tiny home guy come on here and show the problems?
No.
Or show the good stuff? Do they ever show this house? Do they ever show what's going on? They don't. You know why? Because you're critiqued and you can be slammed because people's going to say, "Gah," and you're going to point at every single thing there is.
Right.
I want to do it because I want to be transparent and show you, this is the house. This is what you got. And I'm trying to do all I can to do it.
And I love that they said this. K and E Southward said, we already did the power, water, septic, and it takes a minimum of 6 months. It took us 2 years because we had to put the driveway in too. That's just for them.
Wow.
That is a true statement right there.
Yep.
And you're lucky if it's not longer than that.
Hey, while we're at this discussion, I wanted to tell you, and I think I can go ahead and say it. The person that we talked about, the young couple that had leukemia, the young girl that has leukemia, you guys all know Yump. Yump is our excavator out here. I've known him for 25 years. He's an awesome friend of mine. It's his son and daughter-in-law, and it has wiped them out. They are running back to Nashville back and forth all the time. Yump gets out here, he'll dig. He has to leave Friday and they stay all weekend in Vanderbilt this coming weekend again. That's who it was. I didn't want to say anything, and he doesn't know you guys and he doesn't get on Facebook and none of that stuff, but that's who it was, Yump.
And they've only been married 1 month. 1 month.
Childhood sweethearts. He's just a sweet guy. His boy is an electrician, just went to school, just got it. She's a school teacher. There's a good couple, man. I mean, there's good people.
And she has AML.
AML leukemia. That's massive, mean.
It's very
and so now we got that in the community. You know, that's on top of everything that's happened. Now Yump, you know, poor guy, now he's got that, you know. So that's affecting us a little bit because he's going to have to leave early on a Friday and, you know, it's just stuff. But that's life, everybody. That's what happens. So what you do is you go in there and, man, we all try to help each other. And I want to help Yump and love on him and whatever we can do to help, you know. And when it comes down to it, that's what it's all about, is us being there for each other, you know. And I know we all need homes, and we know we all got to keep working, and we all got to get groceries, and we've got to stay warm and cool, you know. But it'll all work out if we just stay calm, all right? Stay calm, breathe, and do what's right, you know.
Yep, right.
So come on in here. I called Carol before I come online. We called and we had a talk in here. Tom and I were in here with her. And then I texted her and I said, Carol, can I go online and show your house tonight? She said, yeah. And I told her, I said, Carol, I just want you to know, I want you to know people can say some really mean things about stuff, and I don't want her feelings hurt, you know. So why I'm bringing this on here is another design issue about the title of this show is tanks, those tanks over there that I wanted to show you on the floor, and then I want this design. Now, her and I are trying to come up with a design. We had a floor plan, and she went over it and signed it, and it was good. And then she wanted to make some changes on this. And what happened in our protocols when she called in or talked to somebody, it was never drawn back to the design, redesigned, and then sent back, because we're so used to just building and going and trying to make it work, and we want to give you what you guys want. Things happen. So Carol is a sweetheart. Her and I have talked. So we're going to come up with a remedy of this one situation we have in here, okay? So let's go in here, and that's why, the only reason I'm saying is for you guys to learn, you get a home. When I design 8 models to choose from, I design them and I try to think all of the things that I know that'll work, that I know we will work, and I know you will know what I know, and there's no guessing. When we go away from that model, we get into an area of what do you think versus what I think, and that's where the discrepancy can come in, right? So let's go in here and show. Carol is awesome. She's watching right now, and I'll show you a little bit about what we're doing.
Yeah, she's on here.
Yeah. Will you get signal in here?
I hope so. I'm pretty sure.
Hope we won't lose signal.
Yeah.
All right. In our, this is our.
Oh, will you start with what size it is?
Oh, this is a 9 by 22 RJO. but we added a dormer to it up here.
Okay.
Okay, so let me show you what we did. All right, she wanted, she wants stairs, so we had to extend the dormer out so when you walk up the stairs, you've got headroom, right? Well, on the blueprint, let's see here. Yeah, on the blueprint, the refrigerator, which is here now, was here, and so your refrigerator was here, and then a water heater was under here, electric water heater. So with electric water heater, this steps would have been this way 2 feet, almost 2 feet.
Right.
All right. Now the rise, this is called the rise. This is the run. So you got rise and run. The farther rise you go is really hard coming down. You don't want to make it too steep because it can be difficult. So we try to keep this no more than about maximum about 8 inches. This is probably a little even more than 8 inches on here. Yeah, this is 9.5, and that's hard to come down, especially at night or early in the morning when you just woke up, right? But the higher this is, the more that, and we got a water heater here, okay? Let me show you. See this big door? Well, we have to have a big door like that to be able to get that water heater out of there when it needs repair.
Okay.
Okay? She didn't like that big blank panel because it's no cabinet, it's just a water heater. But the original water heater was going to be over here. So, and I'm like, okay, Carol, what can we do to help? This area here ended up.
Oh, it's a door.
Yeah, this is a door. So this area ended up not as wide. She wanted it 45. It's 39, and we try to build it. Let's see, it's 30. Yeah, so we got 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So this is a little narrower than she intended it to be. But she said, you know what? I'm okay with that. She was just concerned about carrying groceries in here and it not being too narrow for her. But the dilemma that we have is when you walk up these steps, let me get my hillbilly rug going here. This is my hillbilly rug. Is you walk up these steps, right? And because the steps are moved back, I don't have any headroom.
Too, right?
Well, the fan's there, yeah, but I mean, now I've got to get like this.
Right.
Okay? And then I can go up. And I don't think that's really good. It's not a good thing to have.
Right.
Especially going down. Right. Now, going down, you've got to go down backwards.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Here we go.
Carol, these lights that you sent, they look, they hang down about, let's see what they do. They hang down about 8 inches, all right? Normally we put puck lights up there. They're flush mount, so you get more headroom. So if you want them, that's fine, but if you want the puck lights, I don't care to take them down and put puck lights in there for you, okay? Now to go down forward, there's no way you can go down forward. No. You have to come down backward. Yeah. I don't like this being open like here.
No.
So Carol, she's going to need something to grab a hold of.
She's gonna have to.
But we're going to change these steps around, all right?
What can you do?
All right, so you got to come down this way. And I could imagine you're all groggy.
Yes.
Knees hurting a little bit. It's not going to be good. Okay, her and I talked about some scenarios, and this is the one thing, the stairs has to be, because we made that loft stick out. I mean, the dormer stick out for headroom.
So was it that the loft got extended? She wanted it extended, or what happened?
No, they swapped.
They swapped.
And because the refrigerator here, it pushed these steps way back out.
I see.
This would have been over here.
I see.
And then you could have, as you come up the steps, you gained headroom.
I see.
All right?
I see. Okay.
And that's why in our Freedom homes are not with steps. A ladder with a dormer.
Right.
All right? If you have steps, you got to have headroom to go up your steps.
Right.
It's going to cost more money. Or you can take that dormer and shove it this way.
Right.
Just slide it over your steps. But then you're back there in your loft, it's going to be steep like this in the back part of it. So I'm telling you, Carol's awesome, because we're working on this. She's happy. She got a great attitude.
Figure it out.
I love that. And it's good. I said, okay, what can we do, Carol? And she said, because She was wanting a little L-shaped kitchen and a flip-up. I said, man, I could put you a flip-up table. That's no problem. But I'm trying to think how these steps are going to work so you don't get hurt doing it. Well, it's either we swap this out back and forth. What she come up with, she wants to take the refrigerator here and put it down here, right? And then go up the steps. Go up this way. Well, the thing is right now, you can't, that right there is 58 inches, 56 inches. There's no way you can go 56 inches because that comes right to here.
Yeah.
Okay, Carol, so you don't want your first step to be there. Now, what we could do, Carol, is we could take these 2 steps, right? Cut them, build a box, and slide them up underneath the steps. So what we could do, if we did that, now we got 40 inches, right? Now it would hit the wall, it would go up against the wall, and you got to understand, this is the last step. So you really need to go to here to be able to go up there because you've got 17 inches to here, right? So if you went out 48 inches and then you slide them 2 steps back up on it, we could even probably slide, you might be able to slide 3 back. And then when you come down in the morning, you got them in and then you slide them back. That way you've only got the steps right to here. And at night you can pull them out and you can go up and down.
Now we had that. Remember Joe's house? We pulled out 2 steps
sure did.
out of his.
This one may be 3. Now if we do that, then she's cool because the steps will fit right here. The fridge will fit right here. See? You have to access some stairs right here because of the headroom of that loft.
Right.
Now, if she did that, you're coming out about 48. So that's the end of my tape. So that'll allow her about 32 inches of walking. And them steps, that one step's going to be this high. Because the other ones are going to slide up underneath it. And then she can move the refrigerator right here where she can get to it. Yeah. The only thing is you got steps here, right? But then your fridge is going to be back in here. So you got to walk around your fridge. There's steps to get to your fridge.
Right.
And
one of the issues is she has 2 doors. So it took up her
kitchen
space. It took up her kitchen.
Yeah, and I can understand why she wanted water here because there's no countertop.
I understand.
When you have a refrigerator here, the only countertop she had was right here.
Right.
Everybody, that's why all the designs, like I did that RJO, you walk in, the refrigerator is under, but if you put it right here, you still got 6 or 8 feet of countertop space. And a lot of times you just don't think of those things, or you do think of them. And she wanted a pantry on this wall here if it had been moved over more. Anyway, we tried to go with the prints. There were some things changed in the mid and that's fine. What we try to do is we're trying to get these prints to where they're 3D. You guys can see.
Is she stuck with the door right there? She's adamant. I'm sure she wants the 2 doors.
I mean, the door's in. You can't put you can't put it under the loft. You got to have a living room area unless you get rid of the whole door.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Would she want rid of the door?
I don't know.
Put the fridge there or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't want a fridge in the living. I think the fridge would be great here. I also thought about her. Remember the Lynn Vale ladder we did for Lynn? I like that, and I told her we might be kind of cool if she had that ladder that was right here, and then you pull it down.
Right.
And it's easy, it's comfortable, but she said she has dogs.
Right.
And so the dogs can't go up the ladder. The only thing I was thinking is, it would be probably not this big. I wish we could actually do this, where that comes out and it folds right back.
Right.
And actually leave the refrigerator there and access it from the side, or you could move the fridge over, you know. Any way you do it, the stairs have got to go up this way.
Yeah.
And it's got to be able to retract and go back.
Okay.
So I'm bringing all this up. Carol has just been just a sweetheart. Hey, let's figure it out.
Good to figure it out.
And that's what I want. Hey, let's figure this thing out. But this is why it's important, everybody, to try to, when we get these prints, let's make them exactly the way they are, and we'll do our best to build them exactly the way the prints are. Right. You know, we do. Now, we're getting better. Since these prints, we've even been better. We've been even getting better and better and better in prints we're doing. So that's why when you build model homes, there's no question.
Right.
Everything is exactly the same all the time.
Right.
I never want to get into that. I like doing custom homes, but at the same time, these are the issues that you run into when you run into a custom home.
Right.
Okay? Can you imagine being me and building for all these customers and all these design issues and all these materials and all the men and keeping it all going and building the parks over here and making the marketing and trying to sell more homes and then trying to get these out without spending more money than you wanted them, and then being the least expensive tiny home person in the country is a big plate to spin.
Right.
You know? I have put this on me, and this is what I've chosen to do in a business. I think it can still be done. I still think we can make a profit one day. I think that we can make this thing work because I really love building homes. I love giving you guys the design you like, but at the same time, we're changing our protocols, we're changing our systems, we're changing a little bit so we can be more successful and have less issues with customers. I talked to a guy today, he builds 3 tiny homes a year. It was 8 by 20, about $60-some thousand. Peaceful, he just builds them in his backyard. And that's the majority of the builders, right? Well, when you do that, that's why they got to have 60,000 because you got a lot of time in it. My dream was always to build affordable housing, to sell homes that are trying to still sell them for 20 grand, you know, even with the materials going up like they did. Hey, that foam house was way before the materials went up, that I had this idea of I was wanting to even sell homes even cheaper than 20 if I could, right? But anyway, this is what I did. And I hope you guys kind of learn from our videos and see who we are as people and as a company. And we're trying to really give you guys a beautiful home. And everybody loves working here. We all like doing it. And I'm not just saying it as a cliche. We really do. The carpenters love building these homes. But we really want them to work. And when they don't work, everybody gets frustrated. Like everybody. The carpenters get frustrated. We as carpenters are just, you know, we want it to be nice because we want to be able to be proud of what we do.
Can you show the size of tell the size of the bathroom?
This is a 9 by 22 home. The bathroom is 6 foot. All right. Inside to inside, I'm going to add 1.5 inches because of that base trim on there. So you're looking at 101.5 inches.
The shower right in the middle.
And that's a big shower. That's a 36-inch shower. Okay. Now, when they say 36, that's outside to outside.
Okay.
On the inside, you only got 33 inches.
Right.
Yeah. But that's considered a 36-inch shower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. So there you have it, everybody.
So they'll be working on that build.
Yeah. I'm gonna Caroline will talk tomorrow and see about. I got to lay this out and make some measurements and see how tall the rise and run will be, and see what she thinks. She has some really good ideas. So we'll mull it over and make it happen. The house is gorgeous.
And it's whatever she decides. It's her house.
Yeah.
So whatever she decides.
The house is pretty. Yep. So,
Okay.
all right. Bye. Everybody, thank you for watching. I'm Randy Jones with Inglewood Tiny Homes. This is September 29th. Start date 2020. Was that stupid?
No. Everybody knows what that's from.
What was it?
Star Trek.
Oh, was it Star Trek?
Yeah, they say Star date.
No.
No, that's Morgan Mindy.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Hey, tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Okay, we have homes that are just being now trimmed out on the inside. We showed you framed, wired and plumbed, and we showed you spray foamed. Now tomorrow I'm going to show you how they're trimming them out. That means putting this wallboard up and putting the trim on the windows. So I'll show you that tomorrow, the progress of these homes, and then we'll do it again probably Friday at the end of the week and show you what we do. We've got 10 homes, 9 really under construction. We brought it in. We have a partnership coming in tomorrow from North Carolina. You guys will get to meet Vince and his son. They're going to be staying here and learning our partnership. They'll be here for the next probably 2 months, learning to build what we do. And I'm really excited about Vince. I think you guys will really like Vince. I liked him when he came here. I think he's got some really skill and integrity that he's bringing to the company. You know it? Then in a couple weeks, we have another gentleman coming in from Idaho. And we got one more, I think, maybe coming in from San Jose. And that'll be in another couple months. If we've accomplished what I've wanted to do, by the end of the year, we maybe have acquired 20 partnerships, including all our guys in here that have wanted to be in a partnership. So we can actually build 20 plus homes a month. With that schedule, and hopefully if we can keep selling homes, then this business will actually be able to really come forth and then be profitable and really show some really cool growth, getting our parts done. That's what I'm looking forward to. And then that's when it just begins, because now we've got the platform, we've got the procedures down, we got what we're doing. And again, I bring up Elon Musk. I watched a little video on him the other day, and he was talking about production is the hardest part of building a company. It's not the prototype, it's not the idea, it's not the one building or the one car or the one tool or the one thing that you do. The hardest part is doing it in production, trying to keep it in production, try to stay in the same costs, and trying to produce as many as you can. We as manufacturers, we lose money the longer it takes to get you a home. The faster you can get your home, the more money we make, the more everything works better. So that's why when we were at 6 months behind, I said, this can't happen. We have to build these homes faster and get them to you. We cannot physically build these homes any faster than what we build them. If you do, you lose quality. We don't want to do that. So the only thing I knew to do, let's build more of them and more people to build. And I knew, and I took faith because I knew there's good carpenters, there's good people out there that love building homes, love this, what we're doing. And that's what I was excited about is our partnerships, is that there's guys, girls, whoever you are, I don't know who you are, but if you come here and you have a skill and you have integrity and you want to make incredible tiny homes and you want to build our homes for us, not your homes, you want to build our homes. And what the name that we brought, that's what we're doing. And that's how we're able to build more homes throughout the country and really give our product out there, that we're only limited by our little company, and hopefully you can do more, but not give more responsibility and hardship on the company. Because if I didn't have partnerships, I'd have to build a building that's 5 times this size and hire more people. And I think I don't want to turn into a mobile home company. So I think these little bedroom, what do they call them? Bedroom workshops or whatever they call it, little shops in people's backyards, I think it's awesome. If they could build 1 a month to 2 a month or 3 a month. Partnerships were built for those kind of things. And I think that the more we got, I think it's really going to be, I think we can really impact housing in the country to keep doing that. So, hey, just pray that we stay alive. We can keep doing this, all right? Because it does get tough. And sometimes we bit off more than we could chew. But you know what? You just got to keep going. There's really nothing else we can do now, But I love what I do. I love building. And I love coming up with ideas. We got a great group of people working here with us, with all the guys and the girls in the office and everything. You wouldn't believe the people that are changing, stepping up to the plate, taking on responsibility and really helping out. Okay? So that's all. That's me signing off. See ya. I don't know how to end this. Have a great night. And we'll be back tomorrow. All right? Sorry if it was a little too, was it serious tonight? These are all technical. All right, I'm gone. Ace, come here, boy. Come here, Ace. Come here, boy.